Hello, everyone. We're going to start now the presentation about modular NFTs and what are there and what is the global item economy also. So thank you very much for being here already. My name is Magusz, and I work as an artist, also curator, moderator, but mainly I'm here also representing RMRK, which is the company that I work as outreach growth manager. So even that it says RMRK, we read it as RMRK. That's the name of our company. And what are NFTs nowadays? The most common used standards are the ERC 721 and the ERC 1155. But these standards are just a single file, they are limited, they are non-interactive, and I would say even dare to say that they are boring. And it's okay because they were the beginning and we needed these to start, but now it's time to evolve NFTs and not be limited to only the things that these kind of ERC standards could do. So what we happened with RMRK is that we created different ERC standards. And I know that there's new hypes every day, new standards coming out, and now this is the newest one, so everybody wants to go for it. But RMRK already exists for 3 years, and we already created most of our standards for 3 years, and we already show use cases for it and proof of concept. So basically we have 7 ERCs in this moment. 2 of them are in draft. They're almost finalized because they were just launched this year, but all the other 5, they are already finalized. And I'm going to present a little bit about each one. And then in the second part, I'm going to talk about what is the global item economy. So to clarify a little bit, what are the similar things about them and how they can unlock this global item economy. So we're going to start with the first one, which is the multi-asset NFTs. What are these multi-asset NFTs? Very simple. One NFT can contain multiple assets or files. So one NFT can contain a JPEG, can contain a video, can contain a PDF, can contain a music. So this allows for a variety of things. So we are not limited anymore for one single file, because usually we have just one image, or we just have one GIF, or just one video. In this one, there's really no limit for the number of files you can have inside the same NFT. So the use case, for example, imagine a book that has got 3 different files. And the idea is that if you open on Kindle, it will open the PDF. But if you open on Spotify, it will open the audio, the voice recording, for example, of the book. But if you open also on your phone, maybe you can see the illustrations and JPEGs about the book itself. So this is one example of multi-asset. Another, for example, it's gaming. In gaming, it's one of the most important things to use this kind of modular NFTs. Because you can have one version of your avatar in pixels, and then you can have another one that is illustrated. So if your game evolves, if you started with a pixel game, but then suddenly you want to change it, you just add another asset, and the people can use it. Or you can even have 2 different games that use it to 2 different components. The same for any items inside. So you can have a pixel-ed weapon, and you can have one weapon that is 3D if the game then evolves to 3D. Another great example, it's like to use it in bonus and rewards. So imagine you have a ticket to a concert. There was already people talking about it today, about dynamic NFTs and loyalty programs. You imagine you go to Taylor Swift concert and you have a ticket that is an NFT. But inside you can have an asset that also gives you 1 extra song, for example, as a bonus, or even a pass access to the backstage. And all these can be different assets inside the same NFT. The same for real estate. So if you have an house that can be tokenized and can become an NFT, you can have all the documentation inside the NFT as different files, as different assets. So you can have the blueprints, you can have an inventory, you can have the license, you can have the contract, you can have even photos of the house, and every time that the house evolves or change owners, you can just add new assets to show that evolution of the house. So everything is there inside, you don't need to be looking for it, different perspectives. This is an example from an artist that used already our multi-asset NFTs. All these are assets inside the same NFT. So he's got the chapter, and all these photos are kind of a story. And then he also has got a PDF that shows the story of this chapter. So he created like an AI photo reportage about a fictional story, about fictional characters in a building. Another example, it's another artist that created a music album, and each asset is a song. So you don't need to be looking for different the songs, because they are all part of the same NFT, so just each one is a different asset. The second one we're going to talk about it's nestable NFTs. It's a second modular standard that we have created. And it's very simple. One NFT can own other NFTs. So you can send one NFT to another NFT, and then it can be actually created bundles, because there's no limit about how many NFTs you can send. So NFT A can contain NFT B, C, and D, but then NFT B can also contain NFT E, and so on as a pyramid. So it's a kind of replacing me as a wallet. It becomes a wallet to use it as NFTs. Another example, we saw already with multi-assets, but can be the same with music. But instead of all the assets are in the NFT, each track can be one NFT. And so the music album will become the main parent NFT, and all the other tracks are different NFTs that you can trade, you can sell, but you can bundle inside the music album. For virtual land also, you can have a virtual land that has got different NFTs. For example, you can have a special crystal that gives some power to the land. You can have a building there, you can have avatar there. So all these are separated NFTs that at any moment you can nest. That's how we call it when you send it to the parent NFT. And you can nest at any time and then sell it also separated. So if you sell a bundle, the collector has the ability and the power to just take out all the NFTs inside and then sell them separated. A great example is to make airdrops. So instead of looking for wallets, you send the airdrop directly to the NFT. So if you have a community that has got NFTs, you just need to send them directly to them, and that's it. But of course, to prevent spam, the owner needs to approve. So if I send one NFT to somebody else, to their NFT, then they're going to see a notification saying, hey, you have this NFT, do you accept it or not, to prevent a little bit of spam. Another one, it's composable and equipable. This is the most exciting one because it allows exactly the ability to keep NFTs inside NFTs. So with our inventory that we had created, Canania, for example, it was our flagship collection, that it was the first one we were using these modular NFTs. You have an inventory, and all these items that you see, they are all NFTs. And then you can equip and change the look of the main NFT with that. Of course, again, one big use case is gaming, because you can have a character that then suddenly has got another NFT that you can equip, a badge that can give a special power. You can have a weapon that also is an NFT and equipped. You can have a helmet, many different items that you can just equip and change not only the visual, but also the stats of the NFT itself. We have also one called immutable NFTs, very simple, react with emojis on chain. We already beta tested also with this with different NFTs, also with our flagship collection called Canaria. And the cool thing is that you can see the provenance. So exactly like NFTs, you can see everything on the blockchain. So if somebody reacts with emoji, and we use emojis all the time with social media and everything we do, but in this time, then you can see also how many people reacted to your NFT and who reacted. So imagine that, for example, Vitalik puts a thumbs up on your NFT. This will give you also better reputation. Or if you're not an artist, and then, for example, Xcopy or Beeple also puts an art on your NFT, this will give you also more reputation and respect. We had a project, an NFT collection called Snake Soldiers, that just with a small community, they got 10,000 emotes. So people were reacting, because actually how this collection was working is that they had eggs in the beginning, and then according to the reactions with the emojis that they were using, the egg will hatch in a different snake soldier. So if there was, for example, a lot of fire, it was probably that the snake had some element of fire when it would hatch. And we have this website called emotes.app that you can already emote in any NFT. We made it also backward compatible, so if you go also to ERC 721 NFTs, you can go there and emote on any. You just need to know the contract number and the ID of the token, but that's always on URL. So if you go even to OpenSea, you just see on the browser what is the contract and the ID token, and you can emote in anyone and see also who have reacted with emojis there. Another model NFT called Soulbound 2.0. Soulbound already existed. It was Vitalik also that coined this. But basically the idea of this Soulbound 2.0 is that it can be linked or bonded to another wallet or NFT. So this is the upgrade that we did, because bounded usually it used to be just for wallets, but in this case it's also to another NFT. So in the same way, that we are able to send one NFT to another, then we can also directly link to it. You can use cases, for example, for awards. So one NFT that it's bonded to another one and represents some award that an NFT going. For example, an artist that received something and it was minted as an NFT, you can attach to it. And again, gaming, it's one of the main ones, because you can use, for example, skills that you are gaining as NFTs that then are bounded to your character. So for example, super strength or the ability of flying, and then your characters get this. So if anytime you want to sell your carrot, you sell it, but it goes with the skills attached. So you cannot take them out because they are bounded. And one of the great things, there are already some projects using this. We also developed this kind of try of governance on Polkadot, where we try to foster more the voting power, and we were giving rewards for the people with soul-bounded NFTs. So in this case, we call it proof of effort. There's another project now being also developed on that basically, according to your actions, you receive some soul-bound NFTs that you can attach to your digital identity, your NFT, and then it shows already what you are doing for the community. For example, you made some action that, yeah, you can get an NFT sale all done, you made some daily reported, or you achieved some goal, and everything can be rewarded with soul-bonded, because then it really attaches to your digital identity, to your personality. Last one, not last one, but almost there. Dynamic attributes, we just launched it this year, but we already also made some use cases with it. It's very simple. So the attributes nowadays, if you see a Bored Ape, for example, there's a lot of attributes. If you go to OpenSea, you can select and filter by the attributes, but they are all centralized. So with ECRC, everything is on chain. So all the attributes can evolve, and of course you can have a cross-collection interactivity. Again, a little bit thinking about the game. Imagine you have a sword that is leveling up, and this leveling up, it's on chain. So if you reach level 3, it stays there, level 3. But if you sell the sword and then it's going to be used in another game or in another collection, the level 3 is still there because this is everything on chain. Of course, another benefit of this, it's perpetual store. It's not centralized, it's on chain, so people cannot cheat. They cannot also get lost because everything is recorded there. And the token evolution also. So as I was saying, if you are leveling up, then this also is recorded on chain. So then you can always see this evolution of it. And the last that this standard can do is the dynamic status tracking. So imagine that you have a product that it's an NFT, and you can configure it, like for example, if it's being sent to someone, then you can track it, and you can actually on chain say, okay, this was sent, this was received, this was delivered, or this is on the way. Everything then is tracked there. Last one, it's the ERC20 token holder. So as we saw, we already had the nestable NFTs. So one NFT can own another NFT, and now we add this one. So an NFT can really work as a wallet. You can hold other NFTs, but you can also hold now ERC20 tokens. So even for an airdrop, you can send directly tokens to the NFT. Again, it can also be a good way to launch a new coin if you want, for example, that you create an NFT collection. And instead of people making a pre-sale, they can buy the NFTs, and inside the NFTs, there's already tokens in there. So this is a resume, again, of the modular NFTs. Why we call it modular? Because we say that they work like Lego pieces. You can combine them as you want. They can work independent, but they can also be combined. For example, getting back a little bit what I was talking before, in gaming, if you have a pixel knight that you use in a game, you can also have the 3D version. So this is the multi-asset, that you have different files inside the same NFT. And then you can nest or send one NFT to another and equip it. For example, again, the sword. And this sword can also be multi-asset. So you can also still have a pixel version and a 3D version. So depending on which game you are using, that's what you're going to need to use it. Soul bond, so imagine you have another NFT which is a bag, and it can be attached to the character. So you cannot take out this bag. It will stay forever with the character. So if you sell the character, the bag goes with it. And what's the important of it? Again, it can be also ERC20 holder. So you can have exactly tokens inside a bag that belongs to the character of the game. And of course, as an owner, you can take out the ERC20 tokens, but not the bag itself. The dynamic attributes, again, the sword can level up, and everything is on chain. Lastly, the votable, you can react on your character, on your swords, weapons, or whatever. So all these can be combined as however we want. It's really the imagination is the only limit. That's why we created these modular NFTs, so you can play with it as long as you want. Now the second part that I was promising. What is the global item economy? So it's different actors that contribute to a project or product adding value. How this is related with the modular NFTs? So getting back to that example of each track being an NFT and all being inside the music album, which also is an NFT, it can be done by different people. So one artist can make a track 1, the second artist can make track 2, and all together they combine and make a music album. But each NFT still belongs to their artist. So then it's also easier to get royalties and to sell it, even if you sell as a bundle with the music album. The same, we are also working now on a project developing soon about equipping music. So imagine that you have different tracks, one that is a guitar, for example, another that is voice, another that is drums, and you can combine them and create your own music. So this is something that we are already developing also to make the showcase, but it can be done already. Another cool stuff, it's the cross-collection items. So picking in two main collections that most everybody knows, the Bored Apes and the Pudgy Penguins. So imagine that you have an helmet that you can equip on your Bored Ape. And thanks to the cross-collection and the multi-asset, you can also actually equip on the Pudgy Penguin. So what's the power of this? So the power is that if your helmet, it's only, for example, you only minted 5 of this helmet. So they are rare because we have 10,000 Bored Apes, right? So there's 5 helmets for 10,000 Bored Apes. But as soon as it's cross-collection compatible, then you have also 10,000 Pudgy Penguins, and you still have the same 5 helmets. So then you have 5 helmets that is not only for 10,000, but for 20,000 different NFTs. So it becomes even more rare. We already did this on Canaria, again on our flagship collection. We already had some partnerships, people creating equipable NFTs to equip on our Canaria. And we did also a background design contest. So some artists were making some backgrounds exactly to equip on our flagship collection, the Canaria. And then the 3 first, they got this award and they got also some prize money. This is an example of our UI in our marketplace called Singular.app that you can actually preview all the NFTs and equip them and equip to see which ones you really like and how they're going to change the look of your NFT. For example, this background, you see the background here, it was one of the winners of this art contest that we did, and now it's equipped already on that NFT. So the people that bought these Canarias, at any moment they can buy new items and then they can equip and change the look of it. Today, we're going to launch a new project called Me, which is the idea is also to allow even more freedom for people. So you can mint your skin for free. This is the idea. You start with the avatar, you just mint the screen, and then you can create your own equipables. So you're going to have the background, the body, and the head. We're going to launch first, and it's going to be launched today, with a limited series of equipables that we already created. We have some invited artists that's also created for some, but in 1 week, we're going to open that for anybody. So we show a template that people can follow, and then anyone can go there and create directly on our UI, on our marketplace, your own equipable. So finally, you're going to be able to create your own digital profile, your own PFP, with equipables and the look that you really want. So this finally it's going to be becoming your really true identity and not being constrained to a generative random PFP with any trait. It's going to be launched on Base. The team was working hard actually to try to launch before my talk, but it's almost ready, and in a couple, one hour or 2, then it's going to be ready. At any moment anyway, you can already go to Singular.app and already mint your skin for free. So if you want to try it already, feel free to do it. And then the equipables, as soon as they are launched, you can also buy some and equip or not. And then in 1 week, you can also create your own equipables. And that's it for now. I don't know if anybody has got some questions about it. Yeah? Yeah, so nestable, it's the ability of sending one NFT to another. Yeah? So bound, it means that it's bounded to the NFT. So while nestable, you can send, but you can also unnest. So at any moment the collector can say, no, I don't want this. just take it out and sell it individually. The soul bounded, you cannot take it out. So it's there and it belongs to that NFT forever. Yeah, they are fully developed. Just 2 of them are still on draft, which is the ERC20 token holder and the dynamic attributes. But we are already using them. Yes. Yeah, I can show here the slide where it's all the names, so then it's easier also if you want to look or take a photo of it. Here they are. So all these, yes, they are ERC standards that are already used, so any person can use it because they are open source anyway, and that's the idea also. Any further questions? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, the normal images, yes, they are in EPFS for now. But the advantage of multi-asset, we still didn't use that way, but the advantage of multi-asset is that, for example, you can pin one in ePFS and you can pin another asset on Airwave, for example. And then this gives even more decentralization. So if something happens to ePFS one day, you still have the other assets that it's still okay. So for now, this is the way that we use it because it's the most common one. But except the dynamic attributes, that is all everything on chain. But yeah, the image is still stored on ePFS. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's different factors for that. One is the creation of hype. For example, a big hype is the ERC6551. That was a huge hype, and it's very similar to our nestable. And our nestable already exists for 3 years. But the hype was there. And then suddenly now you also don't listen anymore talking about it almost. Yeah, 404 was not even a 404 was not even an ERC, and that was crazy for me how it was being promoted as ERC, but it was not. But yeah, this is one of the factors. The second is that there was still not an easy UI also to use. People want to understand clearly how to make. And for example, even this, you still need to send one NFT to another NFT, and then you can equip. But that's why now we are launching also this project Me, with this avatar exactly to show off that it's quite easy now with our now UI to just do that without any problem. And then, yeah, then it's a matter of marketing and making different use cases for people to try out and understand that it's quite easy and they are not dependent anymore of a Bored Ape that it's just generated. But good question. Yeah. Yeah, for example, the Canaria collection, that it's our flagship collection, NFT collection, it appears also on OpenSea, but you just see one image. But it's multi-asset and equipable and composable, but now actually we were able to work in a way that if you equip something new on your Canaria, it will reflect on OpenSea. But on OpenSea, you don't see all the assets and all the nested NFTs, but in our marketplace, you see them. Yeah, we have our own marketplace exactly for that, because our own marketplace is just focused on modular NFTs. And the UI and everything that we are building is exactly for people to be able to. We would like that other marketplaces adopt this, and eventually they will. If there's a big wave of use cases and people start demanding, then they're gonna adopt also, you know. The same with other standards that people start to adopt, for sure. I think we are almost over. I don't know if there's any more question. Yeah. Moonbeam is EVM. Yeah, but it's just for EVM in this moment. We started with Kusama chain, but it didn't work well because there's no smart contracts in Kusama. We needed to hack everything, but we made a proof of concept. Our collection Canaria was launched on Kusama, and now we migrated to Base. So Base, now it's kind of our home, but all our standards are EVM. So any EVM chain can use this. And we have no intentions for now to go to Solana or other odds because it just adds much more work for us. And in this way, already a lot of change can use it. Yeah, so Remark is the company that created the standards, and we create different things and different projects. Singular.app, it's our marketplace. That it's a proof of concept of all these modular NFTs, and it's built exactly just for that. So you can equip, see the nestable, send NFTs, etc. Everything is done in our marketplace. Yeah, thank you very much.